Group Hug or Enemy with Benefits patch. Kill more than one enemy when a Semtex is stuck to one of them. I'm not gonna lie, reading the description of this patch makes it sound pretty intimidating. You have to first stick an enemy, and then you have to be lucky enough to have that guy be huddled near at least one other person. Challenging? Definitely. Fun? Absolutely. For starters, how often do you see someone run a lethal piece of equipment? In Black Ops 2, sure. But Ghosts? Rarely. Most people do not like giving up any perk points, and therefore eliminate the lethal from their loadouts. So at least this patch gets you using the Semtex grenade for a little bit of change. Let's talk about the grenade first. Cousin to the frag grenade, the Semtex is a throwable explosive that sticks to any surface, including enemy players. You can throw a Semtex grenade to stick to a wall or a ceiling near an opponent, which is always useful when you're on a lower level relative to your target. The Semtex grenade is quicker than a frag grenade in the sense that you don't need to cook it. You can always simply throw it and then keep moving, but the cost of that is the loss of a precision detonation. Get used to the distance at which you can throw and cause the Semtex grenade to detonate. Landing a Semtex grenade near an enemy just as it is about to explode is quite effective. I also find Semtex grenades great for destroying kill streaks, particularly the IMS or the sentry gun. Lastly, they are equally useful in taking out riot shielders. A Semtex grenade stuck to the front of a riot shield is usually a certain death. Okay, back to the patch itself though. So as I mentioned, we need to stick a guy that is in close proximity to his other teammates. What better a way to find such a scenario than in drop zone? If the enemy is currently occupying the drop zone, chances are there will be at least 2 people there. Domination could potentially work for this, but you are more likely to find 2 people next to each other in drop zone than you are to find 2 or more people capping the same flag. Even with the buff to domination where capping now counts toward your streaks, I find people still do not play the objective that much. However, at least in drop zone, you don't get to use your own streaks, which kind of forces non-objective players to go for the drop zone, since streaks will await them there. So that's the mode we're going to try. How about a class setup? Use whatever weapon you prefer. I used the VKS sniper rifle simply because I was trying to get it gold at the same time. In fact, there are really only 2 key ingredients to getting this patch: strong arm and extra lethal. Strong arm is absolutely essential. I've had so many encounters where there were at least 3 people in the drop zone and I have a perfect line of sight on them, only to piddly fart my Semtex grenade 10 feet before my intended target. What a waste. Strong arm, of course, extends the throwing distance by 50%. This allows you to throw grenades across tall buildings and at greater distances. This is extremely useful in objective modes when you know the exact position that you need to target with your grenades, which is exactly what we're looking to do. If you really want to explore the possibilities, create a private match with a few friends and spend the time lobbing grenades around the map to get a sense for how you need to adjust your aim to be able to hit your targets. Extra lethal is obviously just to get 1 more shot at this patch per life. That's really all the advice I can give you though. The rest is up to luck. There is nothing more satisfying than sticking a Semtex to someone. The noise that occurs when you stick someone is definitely one of my favorite sounds in the Call of Duty series. However, sticking someone is still pretty difficult. I've had my fair share of fails, including at point blank range. Speaking of satisfying, placing a Semtex on a camper and seeing them explode seconds later is probably one of my most favorite uses of the Semtex grenade. If you get lucky enough to find 2 Billy Buttbangers camping side by side, you could earn this patch in style. Otherwise, just creep up to an enemy-occupied drop zone with strong arm and extra lethal and fire away. Even if you don't have precise aim and just randomly lob both grenades in there, sooner or later you're going to stick someone who is near some of his allies, blowing them all up and earning you the group hug.